start us off? Oklahoma and Texas. It's not Oklahoma at Texas. It's not Texas at Oklahoma. It's the Texas State Fair, supposedly a neutral site.
Playing in Dallas.
Playing in Dallas. It's totally neutral. Really, there's only about 3 or 4 hours between those two cities anyway. But go ahead. I'll let you start off.
Yeah, the Red River Showdown, Red River Rivalry, whatever you want to call it. It's one of the best rivalries in college football, and I don't think anybody's going to argue with that. Again, I think the main event, the main course, the entree of the weekend here, it's a big rivalry game. It has potential implications for the Big 12 title game, which is the final opportunity for either one of these teams to win it. And it may be a sneak peek to that Big 12 title game.
Right.
And obviously playoff hopes are on the line. A win by Oklahoma skyrockets them into series contention. I think people right now they have their eyes open for Oklahoma, but I don't think anybody seriously, respects them or thinks they're gonna make a push. If they win on Saturday, I mean they're jumping inside the top 6, top 5. They have to. And a win for Texas, I mean that solidifies their spot in the top 3, top 2, top 1, depending on where you have them. I know a lot of people in their own personal rankings elevated Texas to number 1 or number 2, whatever, however you want to look at Michigan, right. Texas, Georgia. They're a top 3 team, and I don't think that's up for debate. Texas, they win this game. Like I said, they solidify that spot. They clear their largest hurdle remaining to a playoff berth. And I think the most important thing, they earn my respect. I said last week that in order for me to believe in Texas, they need a convincing win against Kansas, and they have to impress me against Oklahoma. They got that convincing win against Kansas. Yeah, they did that, so check mark there. So a win against Oklahoma, that'll go a long way for me believing that Texas is back. It's kind of weird to me looking at this game though, because it's going to be 2 great defenses. I feel like the world's upside down. We just talked about 2 SEC teams not playing any defense at all, and this weekend we're talking about 2 Big 12 teams that may be in a defensive slugfest. So we'll see how that's going to end. But I mean, if you look at any metric, these are 2 really good defenses. I think Texas's defense is probably a little better than Oklahoma's, but we'll see. And just for, I guess, comparison purposes, we'll just call it a wash. So there's 2 big things I'm looking at for this game. One, the opponents they've played. I think Oklahoma's toughest tests have been SMU and Cincinnati, and when you look at that, their scoring goes way down when they played those 2 teams. Because, I mean, they put up, 70 against Arkansas State, and then I think 60-something in the next game they played. They put up 50 against Iowa State. So their scoring comes way down against these, we'll call them, better teams. And the other thing I gotta look at is offensive playmakers. I really like Dylan Gabriel. I really like the guys he throws the ball to. But, man, when you just look at it, I think Texas is better all the way around across the board. I think Quinn Ewers is really coming to his own, staying healthy, playing well. We just talked about Jonathan Brooks earlier. I think he's outstanding. And don't forget about Cedric Baxter. I mean, he was the guy for them in the backfield for Texas coming to the season. But Jonathan Brooks has really come on. And we talked about the receivers, A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy.
Mm-hmm. 7 touchdowns between 2 of them, yeah.
Those guys are just, you can't cover both of them. It's not possible.
Yeah.
I really do like this OU team. I like Brent Venables. I want to pick them with all my heart, but I can't. I think Texas is going to win, and I wouldn't be shocked if it's a close one, and I also wouldn't be shocked if Texas blows them out again. So I'm picking Texas. I don't know what the spread's going to be, but I think Longhorns take this game.
If I remember this right, it was 49-0 last year.
It was, indeed.
So I think Texas is better, but I think Oklahoma's a lot better than 49-0.
100%.
So I don't think there's going to be – I think that I'll tell you what I think the spread's going to be, or what I think it's going to be in a minute. But you're talking about Dylan Gabriel, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, almost 1,600 yards.
He's played well.
Over 75% completion percentage. Then you look at Quinn Ewers. I think Quinn Ewers is just, man, I think he's living up to that number 1 player in the country hype that he had coming out of high school, or whatever he was. I think he was the number 1 player in the class that he was supposed to, and he graduated a year early and came to Ohio State a year early. But definitely living up to 58 yards passing, 10 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And, like talk about Xavier Worthy and A.D. Mitchell, two of the great pass catchers in college football right now. Jonathan Brooks has 597 yards rushing in 5 games. He's averaging 520 yards. I'm sorry, about 120 yards a game rushing. That's
good.
That's really good.
He's
really good. Look at the rushing for Oklahoma. Their top rushing running back. He has 199 yards in 4 games. So certainly not as much. Go ahead, what were you saying?
That Oklahoma rushing defense is pretty good. It's one of the tops in the country. Another kind of fun fact I had for you, like I said, I was heavy on third down conversion percentage this episode, but again, I think it's noteworthy. There are 2 teams in the country that are top 10 in converting third downs and top 10 in, I guess, third down defense. You want to know who those 2 teams are?
I'm just going to say Michigan and Texas. I don't know.
They are the University of Georgia Bulldogs
Really?
and the Oklahoma Sooners.
Wow.
So if you want a team that converts on third down and stops the defense, Georgia and Oklahoma do it. I think that is Oklahoma's way to win the ballgame. They have a good rushing defense. Keep doing that and get Texas off the field on third down. That's how they have to do it. Side note thing on Quinn Ewers. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but at one point he was enrolled at the Ohio State University.
He was on there, yeah.
What they wouldn't give to have him as their quarterback.
He didn't want to wait for CJ.
He did not. But think about if they had him this year instead of Kyle McCord, they'd be pretty scary.
Oh man, they would be. They would really be scary. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick Texas in this game too. I think they're just a better team, top to bottom. 5-point favorite. I think they'll beat that spread. I think it's not gonna be a 49-point spread, but I think they'll cover the spread. Probably they'll probably win by 7 to 10 points. So, but that's gonna do it for today. On the XL Sports Network College Football Drive at 5. You listen to us. We're in the overtime period. Time just ran out on us. The game is over. The show is over, and we have surpassed our allotment of time here. Really want to appreciate Ken on the boards.
Absolutely, thank you, Ken.
From the David Venable Studios in Hawkinsville. For Will Nobles, this is Chuck. We're going to say see you guys next Thursday. You'll have a great weekend.